It's day 4 of our 21-day yoga challenge. That means we're halfway through week 1. Hallelujah. We're going to talk really quick about chronic pain before we get started. So as I mentioned on day 1, I suffered a lot of back pain when I was young, and I navigated my way through a place of chronic back spasms towards pretty much pain-free 5th decade of my life. It's an amazing thing to feel better in your 40s than you felt in your teens and 20s. And I 100% credit that with practicing yoga on a regular basis. Americans suffer from back pain in staggering numbers. More than 30 million Americans at any given time are suffering from back pain. 80% of Americans at some time in their life will have an episode of back pain. In people under 45, it's the biggest disability in America. It's crazy. So today, we're gonna backbend. And that might seem a little counterintuitive, but truthfully, the best thing you can do to alleviate back pain is to backbend well. Shall we get to it?
We should.
We should. All right, so we're gonna do the same sequence we ended class with yesterday, but we're gonna enter from down dog instead of from Tadasana. Same sequence, different starting point. First, let's just start in an extended child's pose. Let's use blocks again for the first round, and then we're gonna take them away. So extended child's pose, hands on your blocks, butt towards heels, and let's just remember the breath. It's a slow, steady breath. In and out of the nose. If you can find that slight narrowing at the back of the throat to give the breath a soft voice, great. If you can't, just slow and steady in and out of the nose. Feel the breath move all the way from the throat into the belly and hips, and then all the way out of the belly and hips, back out of the nose. Couple more rounds. Close your eyes if that helps you to focus on your inner landscape, and then really start to activate your arms. Feel your arms begin to work like downward facing dog, even as your hips are resting on your heels. And then take one more really slow, deep breath in. Power your hands against your block, and then move forward a little bit and come to downward facing dog. Step your right foot forward, step your left foot forward, lengthen your spine, fold down your legs, Uttanasana. Let's go through the transitions twice. Bend your knees, bring your hands to your hips, power your legs, stand up tall, and then release your arms to your sides, Tadasana. Reach your arms out and up. Bend your knees, fold your chest to your thighs, hands to the floor, legs can straighten, parter all of the way. Okay, our other option, let's remember this one, flat back. Fold down your legs. Second option is to bend your knees and round up with the arms hanging, the head hanging, the arms reach out and up. We come to Urdhva Hastasana. And then arms to the side, Tadasana. Okay, let's keep going. Arms out and up, big breath in. Bend your knees forward, fold, bring your hands to your blocks. Take a big step back with your left leg, drop your left knee, reach your arms forward and up or out and up, Anjaneyasana. Let's hold and breathe 3 breaths. Inhale, hook your right hip in and firm your belly. 2 more. Inhale, reach up strongly through your arms, strongly through your back ribs. Back bend a little in the upper chest, and then 1 more breath. Gaze down the tip of your nose so the back of your neck is long, and then bring your hands to the floor, tuck your back toes, and step to downward facing dog. And then right away you drop your knees cow. That's where you open your chest through your armpits, press the floor away from you, round to cat, pull your navel to your spine. Inhale back to cow, and then we come right where we started, extended child's pose, arms powerful. Plank pose, let's hold and breathe. So remember what tends to happen is plank is the butt tends to either poke up, putting pressure on your lower back, or sag down, putting pressure on your lower back. So right in the in-between is stability and a strengthening action for your lower back. So sideways lifting, quads engaged, buttock tips reaching back to your heels. And then if you really power your feet, it's gonna help keep the legs awake. Let's take 1 more breath and remember the pressure on your inner hands. Don't buckle the wrists, downward facing dog. Step your left foot forward and your right foot forward, flat back. Fold down your legs. Any transition you like up to stand, rounding or hinging, big breath, Tadasana. Left side. Reach out and up, big breath in, smooth, even breathing. Fold forward, Uttanasana. The right leg steps back, the right knee drops, and the arms reach up. Anjaneyasana, crescent lunge. Square the hips, firm the belly, and then back bend whatever amount feels good in your back, focusing on opening the chest forward and up and lifting your trunk out of your hips. Take one more big breath in. Bring your hands to your blocks. Step slowly to down dog. And then on your next in-breath, you'll drop your knees to the floor. Cow pose. Little back bend. Belly firm still. Round to cat. Inhale back to cow. And then press your hips to your heels. Extended child's pose. Inhale forward. And now let's take the blocks away and feel it out without blocks under the hands. If you really miss them, you can put them back there. Tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Take a breath in. And then step your right foot forward, your left foot forward. Step right into a flat back. Fold down your legs. Transition up to stand, rounding or hinging. Exhale your arms to your sides. Reach up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, bend your knees and fold Uttanasana. Step your left foot back, drop your left knee and reach your arms up. Exhale to downward facing dog. Inhale, cow, drop your knees, open your chest, round to cat, exhale. Inhale, cow. Extended child's pose, exhaling. Inhale, plank, chest forward, strong inner hands, downward facing dog. Step your left foot and then your right foot forward, flat back. Fold down your legs, exhale. Stand tall, breathe in. Release your arms to your sides, Tadasana. Reach out and up, inhale. Bend your knees, fold, legs straighten any amount in the forward bend. Step your right leg back, drop your right knee, reach your arms up. That's one inhale. Downward facing dog, move slow. Drop your knees, cow. Breathe in. Now let's make this really seamless. Round to cat. Exhale. Find your inner hands. Cow. Inhale. Collarbones broad. Keep your collarbones broad, butt to heels. Extended child's pose. Plank. Charge your arms and your legs equally. Downward facing dog. Good. So that's 4 rounds. Right side, left side, right side, left side. Rest. Drop your knees. Reach your arms back towards your shins and take a traditional child's pose. In child's pose with the arms back, you let the shoulder blades soften, you let all the work of extending your arms go, and you just let everything melt for a moment. If this pose isn't comfortable, you can always put a little proppage under your hips or under your chest or under your head. Just take 3 deep breaths and land here a moment. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Exhale. And just round up to sit on your heels. We're going to talk for a moment about bringing the shoulder heads back before we bring our first back bending transition to the floor into play. So interlace your hands behind your back. The easier way to do this is to interlock your fingers and have your palms separated and your elbows bent out to the side. So let's start that way. Fingers interlocked. And the real focus here is that your shoulder heads, your upper arm bones, want to move back and in. When you interlock your fingers, you never want your shoulder heads to round forward. We talked a lot about our forward shifted shoulders, typing, driving, carrying babies. We want to mitigate that in our practice whenever possible. Collarbones broad, shoulder heads back and in. Okay, so just feel a good stretch and then switch the interlock. So the opposite finger and thumb are on top and feel the outer shoulders hugging in. Now could you do this without your lower ribs popping? And if you're pretty open in your shoulders, you might find that you can straighten your elbows and bring your palms together. But if you do that and your shoulders hunch forward, don't. Keep your elbows bent, keep your shoulders back and hugging in, and spread your front chest. All right, so moving on. Come onto your hands and knees. This is very, very important for our next pose, which is called Ashtangasana or 8-limb pose. First, just walk your knees back. We're going to imagine we're in plank pose, but we're going to take a plank with the knees down as we workshop this. So it's not a tabletop. You want your knees far enough back that you're really coming into a plank with your knees on the floor, but your butt's not poking up like it would be in a plank. You're in one clean line from the crown of your head down to your knees. So you'll probably find that you need to lift your belly and lift your side waist and lengthen your sits bones and tailbone towards the backs of the knees. And then don't overlift your head. You want the back of the neck long. And then right away, hug your outer arm bones in. So this pose is, as a transition, is often called knees, chest, chin. We're already on our knees. Let's do the chest, chin part. So it's quite a bit like a cow. As you begin to bend your elbows and bring your chest down, your butt's gonna poke up. So cat, go ahead and bend your elbows and bring your chest down and pause. So as your chest lands, what's going to tend to happen is your shoulders are going to hunch towards the floor. Just like we did seated, you want your shoulder heads to hug in and up, not towards your ears, but away from the floor. And then your chin can touch down. And then you really want to scoop your belly and lengthen your tailbone so that the back bend is in your upper chest and not in your lower back. All right, let's get out of here. Slide your shins back and pull your chest through, and we're in our next pose, Cobra Pose. This is my favorite back bend. This back bend is so good. It's strengthening, it's therapeutic, but it's also really powerful for opening your spine in a healthy way without loading the lower back. So the key here is that your hips are on the floor, your belly is on the floor, and your arms are working to pull your chest forward and not push your chest up. So with your hands grounding, just like they would be in a plank pose, you want to isometrically, that means your hands aren't going anywhere, you want to pull your hands back along your sticky mat to pull your chest through. Look down the tip of your nose so you don't overdo this in the back of your neck. Same work in the shoulders. Do the wrong thing, cat. You don't want your shoulders hunching down like this. Bad news in your rotator cuffs. Bad news for your shoulders. You want the outer shoulders hugging in. And if that means that your back bend is a little bit lower, all good. The arms eventually in this pose straighten more and more, but they never straighten all the way unless you're in a really, really deep back bend. We ain't getting there for years. I never straighten my arms in Cobra Pose. I want the tractioning action of my hips to the floor and my chest pulling through much more than I want a deep back bend. The legs in this pose are active. Your feet are pressing down, your thighs are pressing down, your hips are pressing down, your buttocks are tethering back towards your heels, and your chest is pulling through. And you should be shaking by now. You're working your arms so hard. So let's shake for 2 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. As you exhale, feel your belly and legs engage and pull your chest through. And then inhale. Yes, that's great shaking, cat. Lift your heart a little. Exhale, scoop your belly, and then slowly begin to press your butt towards your heels. You're back in extended child's pose. And let's just take a moment. Take your arms back towards your shins. Rest for just a moment. Take a deep breath in. You deserve it. Deep breath out. One more deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Okay, we're going to go through that sequence one time, adding in those 2 poses. So hit the deck, downward facing dog. Find your legs, find your arms, use your belly, relax your neck. 3 breaths. Inhale. If you need to bend your knees and lift your heels to move the weight of the pose out of your arms and hands and into your legs and hips, great. Any amount of bend in the knees, but legs active, belly active, relax your neck. Let your head hang. Remember the work of the arms. Biceps spiral forward, triceps hug back in, and don't lose your inner hands. 1 more breath. So we're going to change up this transition forward a little bit. Give your right leg a little lift. This is going to give you a little momentum. Bring your right knee forward and towards your chest. Bring your shoulders forward and step to your right thumb tip. If you can't do that, you grab your foot and you pull it forward. No big deal. Step your left foot forward, come to a flat back, and fold down your legs. You hinge your round up to stand. Work your legs. Be nice to your lower back. Reach up. Beautiful. Hands to your heart or arms open at your sides. Both lovely. Reach out and up. Breathe in. Good. Forward fold. Bend to the floor. Step your left leg back on 1 clean inhale. Anjaneyasana, crescent lunge. Downward facing dog. Exhale. Inhale to plank. Exhale, knees, chest, and chin to the floor, shoulder heads lifting, Cobra Pose. Slide your heart through and your shins back. Good. Press back, extended child's pose. Inhale, cow. Exhale, round to cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, downward facing dog. We reset for a breath. In and out. Left leg lifts. This gives you a little momentum. Left knee to chest, round forward. Grab the foot if you need it, step forward. Right foot steps right into a flat back. Fold down your legs. Hinge or round to stand. Tension to your lower back. Exhale, Tadasana. Equal standing. Reach up, breathe in. Bend your knees, forward fold, fingers to the floor. Right leg steps. Drop the knee, lift the arms. Gentle back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, plank pose. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Shoulders away from floor. Cobra pose. Chest through, shins back. Good. Extend your butt to your heels. Rock forward, cow. Press the floor away from you, round to cat. Inhale, cow. Come right to downward facing dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Feel your breath caress the back of your throat. One more. Breathe in. Breathe out. Good. And then just drop your knees. Sit your butt to your heels. Sit your butt to one side and swing your legs forward. So the last back bend we're going to touch upon today is a half wheel. First, I want to make sure you set up your feet well. Look from side to side and see that your feet are really and truly parallel. Step your feet down. They can be a little wider than your hips, but don't turn them out. And then lift your hips up and gather your shoulders underneath you. Rock from side to side a little and kind of work your shoulders underneath your back. And then same arm position. You're going to interlace your fingers. Your palms can be separated, or if you've got the mobility in your shoulders to press your palms too, but you want your shoulders wrapping underneath you and your collarbones really broad. It's not so important in this pose that your hips and your chest lift high, but that there's an even distribution of back bend from your upper back into your lower back. So really focus here on lifting the chest, which is where most of us are tight. Lifting the chest and wrapping the shoulders. And then step your feet down. Work your legs like a foundation. You can even think pulling your feet back along the sticky mat. They're not going to go anywhere, but that's going to help you work really well in your legs so your chest can open. We're just going to do 3 more breaths here to close this practice. Inhale. It's a little hard to breathe deeply when we're back bending. And 2 more. Inhale. Chest lifts. Turn on your legs. Exhale. Use your belly to support the back bend. 1 more. Relax your face. Big breath in. Slowly exhale. Very nice. Unwind the arms. Unwind the spine. And then just rock a little bit from side to side. Feel your sacrum rocking a little along the mat. And then real quick, hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself a little squeeze, apanasana. Hug yourself in. Take a deep breath in. And when clearing breath out your mouth, and unfurl to shavasana. Prop yourself up if you need props. Clear any props away that you don't need if you don't need props. And I'll shut up for a little while. And you'll enjoy your time on the floor. Allow your belly to completely soften and spread. Allow the muscles of the lower back to soften and spread. Any tightness in the buttocks or the front of the hips, That too, soften and spread. And we'll stay reclining for a little bit of breath work at the end of this practice so you can focus completely on unwinding in the lower body. It can be a light contraction at the back of the throat, or you can keep the throat free. And you're going to slowly breathe in, exaggerating the depth of your inhale, feeling your inhale move into your soft belly, hips, and lower back. And then you're going to slowly, slowly exhale. And as you come to the end of your exhale, you'll notice that the belly has to engage to empty your lungs completely. So feel the belly pull in, feel the body empty of air. And then as you inhale, see if you can come back to a soft belly. See if the belly can puddle in the basin of the pelvis. And then same work. As you exhale, especially around the bottom of the exhale, you'll notice the belly engaging. Feel it work. Feel it work from the inside out so that the work in your belly isn't automatic, it's intentional. Take a couple more rounds of breath like that. Feeling the belly open as you breathe in. And feeling the abdomen do its intelligent work as you breathe out. Rest here as long as you can, as short as you must. I will see you tomorrow. Namaste.